Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Biz Coach Show. My name's Eric Whitmoyer, the host of the show, and today I am joined by Jill Lublin, and she is joining us to talk about her books. She's got a number of books, actually. We'll be talking a little bit about her 25 years as a publicity strategist, and love to hear a little bit more, Jill, about how you got into that, and then tell us a little bit more about some of the things that you've done. You've got quite a bit of expensive experience in the network industry. So I'd love to hear more about how you got into that and what's your passion for that.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm glad to be here. And, the reality on my career is like everybody else's, many people I've talked to, it's a bit storied and different. And let me just say, I had a PR agency for many years. And then I got lucky to get tapped on the shoulder to write Guerrilla Publicity, my first book. And that kind of took off and also put me in a wonderful position to be part of the Guerrilla series, of which there are over 1 million books sold. So that was pretty exciting. And my whole speaking career started
Congratulations.
then.
Amazing.
Thank you. It was really wonderful. And so since then, I've been speaking and training and actually making publicity far more affordable for people. And I'm kind of known for that because, I think it should be accessible to the everyday wonderful business person who doesn't have big budgets for publicity. So that's always been my passion. And I do that now through a program I call the Media Mastery Intensive. And also for my book, The Profit of Kindness, I now run kindness circles. And my passion is really helping businesses get out there, be seen, be heard, and get paid using also kindness as part of who they are and what they're putting out there in the world.
That's amazing. So tell me a little bit about, you mentioned Guerrilla Publicity was your first book, and you said that it did quite well for you. Um, as you, what was it that you think that really kind of took off with that book?
Well, I think people loved it because it was simple and easy. It was, like we used what we call time and imagination as opposed to a huge budget. And you have to have some budget. You have to invest in your business. That's what's true and what's real, to be successful in life. So I think that's a key. It's a yes, and you can do a lot of things at a really in simple ways. And I think the reason it took off is we spell them out and we tell you what to do, and that's always good, right? And we're actually now in our third edition of Guerrilla Publicity, so that's very exciting.
Wow, that's amazing. Congratulations as well. So tell me a little bit. You've got a number of books, but you also spent your time as a strategist. You mentioned just a few minutes ago, which I know for my clients, that's probably something that's really resonated with them, which is making publicity affordable. Can you tell us a little bit more about how you do that?
Yeah, so part of the thing about publicity is that typically, honestly, if you hire a PR firm, you're going to spend $5,000 a month and up to get real results. And even then, you're kind of gambling a little bit because nobody's necessarily guaranteeing results. And I, can tell you it's not easy. You can't guarantee results necessarily. However, you can guarantee smart, simple visibility building activities that keep your name and
Mm.
reputation up in people's minds so that when they think of you, your industry, fill in the blank, your name comes to mind. That makes a big difference. So that's really what we're talking about here is getting real publicity and making sure that what you're doing makes sense and works and that you're doing smart things and in the right order, and that makes a huge difference.
Absolutely. Well, that goes hand in hand with a lot of coaching that we provide at My Biz Coaches, and more specifically, how we help our clients is identifying what are the basic things that you need to do, and then having a very uh, specific discipline that you execute on a day in and day out basis, right? So I guess what you're suggesting is that's not much different in your world in
Well,
regards to
yes,
getting success.
yes, absolutely. And you know what else? I believe in systems. So I have a 30, 60, and 90-day publicity success system that, during that time, there are very specific documents you look at, make sure that your message resonates and is who you are right now. And the launch, whatever you're working on launching, is also happening right now. So that all makes a big difference.
Amazing. So just out of curiosity, can you share just one specific thing that you would recommend somebody to do is trying to build their publicity?
Yeah, well, one thing that's fairly simple to do and low cost is check nationaldaycalendar.com and look to see what holidays do you fit in. So, for instance, this morning I talked to a group of veterans, and of course there's Veterans Day, right? And so you want to go into there and you want to use all parts of who you are. So, for instance, I have a consultant. She is a consultant and coach in the area of business communication. And we're doing great publicity about business and communication. And when Black History Month happens in February, we change her message to how to be a powerful Black woman and communicate well in today's world. What a difference that made for switching her message, getting into Black Enterprise, a very wonderful business publication, getting into Essence Magazine, getting into spaces and places that she would not have been able to do if we stuck with one particular element of her story called business communication. So I'm also big on, and this is your bonus tip here, about like to call it use everything you've got, right? And I think that that's important too. Use all parts of who you are.
Absolutely. Well, I love that. That's a great tip. The idea that you're kind of leveraging those other solutions to you mentioned the Black History Month and kind of piggybacking on that, certainly what a great strategy and probably opens significant doors as you suggested. So it's awesome to hear that. So I did some research here. It shows that you do about 200. At one time anyway, you did about 200 talks per year. I don't know if you're still on that pace, but what's the difference between speakers who turn a stage into clients and those who don't?
Oh, well, a couple things. One is what's your offer? Where are you driving people to? One of
Mm,
the things that when I speak, I do a really, like, I call it a no-brainer offer. It's $97. It's the opportunity to be with me in a media mastery. It's simple and easy to say yes to. So I think
mm.
honestly, I've seen people sell, and I have $1,000 and more offers from the stage. That's great. You definitely have to be at a certain level and know how to do it. And I actually do and have decided for me, that's not something I chose to do. Just because of my own beliefs about it. Let's make publicity accessible and quick, right? But you need to know how to make an offer, and therein lies all the difference. So, yes, I've been trained and I've invested a lot of money into myself, which I feel everyone should do. If you're in business, you need to invest in yourself. So I have, and I've learned how to do this, and I'm strong at it, and that helps. Let me just tell you, that helps. So that makes a big difference.
Absolutely, yeah, I can appreciate that. Yeah, certainly. Often we'll have clients come to us and say, I've got a limited budget. What do you recommend I invest in? As a business owner, I'm like, the first thing you need to do if you're talking about a limited budget, invest in yourself, right? So to your point, go back, invest in yourself, and make sure you have the best you to offer your business because your business growth will top out where your skill sets top out.
Yeah, good point. I love that. Let me
Awesome.
just say,
So I've got
yeah,
two.
go for
Please.
it.
No, so I was going to say in your book, The Profit of Kindness, it says it hit number one in four categories. Is that accurate?
It is accurate. I'm thrilled to tell you. Yes, yes, and yes.
That's amazing. What do you what would you? I mean, I'm curious. What do you think played in the success in that for that particular book?
Well, how about publicity? I mean, I do walk my talk and practice what I preach, and
Mm,
so
of
I was
course.
I was planning publicity. Literally, I believe in, and this is a good tip, it's called Plant Your Publicity Garden, right? So we did it,
Mm,
when the book was first being published, and then 3, 6, 9, and 12 months out, and things were planned with that kind of time frame. So great planning works. Planning a garden works, and of course it's a topic that's hard to say no to. And I also tied it into things that were going on. It's not like, oh, Jill's got a book and that's why I got so much publicity. And I have been in Inc. magazine twice and Forbes magazine twice, literally 7 Fox News interviews in the first 30 days of The Profit of Kindness coming out. A lot of that was
wow.
due, yeah, it was exciting. And that's only a little bit of the bridge of water. But let me say that part of that wasn't because, oh, Jill's got a new book out, as much as I'd like to tell you that. It's not true. What is true is we push the right
Sure.
button, and that's the divided states of America. And that's the story people wanted to talk about.
Ah, interesting. Yeah, good play. Okay. All right. Excellent. So the last one I was at, you offer some really great tips. What's one thing that a listener, if they're looking to publish a book, become a speaker, want to get their business out there, we particularly we work with a lot of clients that are service-based business owners. So, but they're really particularly good at their professional skill, right? So we're constantly telling them video content is a great way to go. Getting on stage is a great way to go because you're trying to get that reputation to build it, right? So, what would be one thing that you would recommend to somebody? Would it be write a book? Would it be to get do some speaking locally to kind of build your skill set, be on podcasts, for instance? But what would be the one thing that you would recommend for those people?
Well, I think getting on podcasts is fabulous. It's frankly much easier. And then look local, and not
Mm,
only your Chamber of Commerce, Rotary. Rotary needs speakers every single week, and they're filled with community leaders. So, depending on what kind of service business you are, and I've worked a lot with service businesses over the years, you don't have to have a book, you don't even need to speak, but you do need to be clear what your launch is, what your words are, what your message is. So that's really an important point too, is get really clear on your message. And I know I've worked literally with thousands of people on really clarifying their message and making sure that it worked in the marketplace and that it's real and good. But if you want to speak, I say go local and fill up a calendar and be an opportunity to be a resource for your community.
amazing. Appreciate that. Thank you so much, Gil. Really appreciate your time today. Do me a favor. Would you just share with the listeners where they can connect with you and find out more about you?
Absolutely. Well, I have a fabulous, I call it a publicity challenge. It's no nonsense. We get something done in the 1 hour short time together with a real subject in publicity. It's going to move you forward, including a message. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So I'll give you a great formula for that. And the link to get there is jilllublin.com/start. So please come check that out. I know that it'll make a big difference in your publicity and really support you in getting real world things to do quickly to be effective right now in today's world.
Awesome. Appreciate your time so much today. Thank you. I hope you have a great day.
Thank you. You too.